Alright, this is Dago Knight. So, well, I'm using a different camera system. It's with my laptop, and I'm using my computer program, which is Cyberlink. I'm not being sponsored by this, but I've been using this program for about 3-4 years for video. Also, I'm learning more about editing and videos and stuff like this. Another key thing is I got a microphone, a nice one. I used to use another one. My friends of Infonort of Rosarito, press news service downtown in Rosarito, they let me one of their microphones, but their original one broke, so they needed theirs, the one they gave me, back. So I had to get another one. So I ordered one. So I finally got mine about over a week ago. So I've been learning how to use microphones. Another thing is cables. I never knew about XLR cables or the lighting cables on certain cell phones. No, some microphones have the 3.5 millimeter jack, but you have to have 3 rings, and that's for cell phones. You can't put them on like a computer, or you can't put them onto you can't use them for what is it for DJ Osmo. That's what I've been using. So that's something else you have to learn. It can be difficult at first, but hey, one thing is you learn, and once you learn more things, it'll be better. That's one of the reasons I'm getting involved with more things like this, is because it's a great way for me to expand and learn. I got in photography 5 years ago. I got videos, drone, then with the press, but I want to get more involved with more stuff. So I got involved with the microphones and the audios. I also have a Zoom H4n Pro, which is a digital recorder, which is really, really good, but I haven't used it that much because I had no use for that one. Now I want to get involved with more things and more things. But I didn't know about the cables and stuff like this. But eventually things will be expanding and learning from my life. So, my experience, my career. So, sometimes it's a real difficult thing to start a video and you don't know what you're going to talk about. You do have to prepare what you want to talk about. Have to have a couple topics. For one thing is I work for Baja Talk Time. It's a small little talk show on the internet directly with Facebook in Rosarito, at the beaches of Rosarito, Mexico. And so the key thing is, before that, the person I was working with, Ren Drake Hill, she's been doing that type of work for years. So for me, hey, I'm just learning this stuff. But you have to have a plan. So that's why I got and made the little cheat sheet. That means you have to have a couple topics. So because you might forget some important information. So, and you need to talk about certain things, and you have to be able to talk about them very well, or just discuss about them. So now I'm here in my home. My father passed away just over a month ago, so I'm still learning how to deal with the paperwork for my father. When you live in another country, when your spouse or your parents pass away, yeah, you're going to have to deal with more paperwork. Not that much difficult, but it's important. But it's not impossible. I took care of my mother, now I took care of my father. So another challenge is the COVID virus. Yeah, that's something else. The paperwork is going to be slower because of this. So anyway, that's it. Well, anyway, it's the end of August. Usually in Mexico, in Rosarito, there's a lot of events in August. There's like at least over a dozen, well over a dozen, and those are the big ones as well. You used to have the Baja Beach Fest, which is more for 3 days for the reggaeton concert. That was at Papa's and Beer in Rosarito, and that's for 3 days, and it is noisy and it's big. The reason why it's successful, it's because it's for music. Also, it was the largest open air concert last year in Rosarito. They had 30,000 people. But also, you had a Baja Blues Festival. Baja Blues Festival That's another big event. They've had it for several years. They didn't have it this year because they needed a year off. So that was the plan, was not to have it for this year. Also, you have Sabor de Baja, which is a white attire event. Um, but the interesting for that one, you have to dress up in white, but you had live music, but also you had some of the restaurants or cooks or chefs who are some of the restaurants are some of the best from Tijuana, Rosarito, Ensenada. That is an incredible event because you're able to sample all the food, what they're providing. Also, you have wine and also craft beer. That is an incredible event. Um, and it's been growing. It was been growing for the past few years, but the problem is COVID virus. Another big event that I really enjoyed was Baja San. Baja San was a sculpture event, sand sculpture event on the beaches of Rosarito. It grew from a couple people, one person, one sculpture, but to several of them, until the director was who passed away in 2017. In 2018, we were able to have another edition, but that's it. The problem is, you need to recognize that that event is not for 3 days. You had the VIP dinner, but also you had the 2 days events, so people can go there and take a look at these sculptures. And some of these sculptures were incredible. Some of them took like 6 or 7 days just for one of them. Some artists, sand sculpture artists, they could make a big event or a big sculpture for a day. One of my friends, Kali, from Acapulco, and he's been doing for years, and he's been going around the world, Dubai, France, Russia, all around the world. So that was an event, and that event lasts for 2 weeks for us because we have to get there early. We have to prepare for the sand, logistics, for water, for food for them, tools. Not that difficult, but the thing is, hey, they have to start up at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and they finish at 8 p.m. at night for 2 weeks. So it's difficult, and also on the sun. That's something else. And then the weekend, that's where the public were able to go there, and you had booths for selling food and souvenirs and stuff like that. That's something else. Then what else? There's just many events, but this month, nothing, no events. Now I do notice in Mexico and Rosarito, you have more events, small events like live music. One example is Mopar Murray Blues Band. Well, Mopar Murray, he is a retired fireman from California. I met him 7 years ago, and he got into singing over here in 2015 with Ola Soy Lola, and that's the same year I got involved with music groups as a photographer. So Mopar started his group a couple months ago, and I've been promoting, and I'm doing the technical, and I take care of the page, Facebook page. So, because I took the photos and the videos for that stuff. So Mopar, he's with his friends and the other musicians, and that was the first time he performed, and it went really well. Yeah, there's a couple of problems, but the thing is, hey, you have to prepare for that stuff. Like, you have to make sure you have the cables, and you have to make sure the musicians can sit correctly. Or, for one thing is, well, you have to put the drum kit that's in a certain place, and then you have to have the keyboard, and then you have to have the amps. So that's something else you have to learn about that if you want to get involved with that stuff. Otherwise, some people just go and enjoy themselves. But hey, once you get involved, you see a lot more interesting things, a lot more stuff. So that's one thing else I'm getting involved. What I like to do is I like to go and interview each person, so to promote each person and the band. Also, I will promote myself, but the thing is, I'm promoting them first. So, and a way to learn is by getting involved with a lot more stuff. So, was it this year, 2020? I had a lot of projects. I want to do some documentary of folklorical groups over here. I've known them for a couple of years. They hired me for their big dance events. in the past couple of years, and I was planning to do. I want to learn more about Mexican culture, and folklorica is a good way to learn that stuff. And also, I want to get involved to learn the different culture, the dances, the the attire for stuff like this. So getting involved is a great way to learn and also to share this information. So why am I interested in this stuff? When I was in Mexico, when I was in high school, I was able to visit Mexico City, Tasco, Acapulco. When I went to Mexico City, I loved it. I remember Chapultepec, the castle, the pyramids, Natural Cathedral, the Natural Palace, and I remember Diego Rivera, the painter. I remember that stuff. So when I'm back here, I've been to Mexico City a couple of times in the past couple of years. So I remember visited the places I went there before. And the thing is, I want to get involved with more things. Well, another thing is when I went to my University of Alabama, my major was Spanish, and I minored in Latin American Studies. So now that's a good thing. I can get involved with more things and get involved with more things. And the thing is, it's interesting to learn a different culture. But in this case, I'm able to record or document all this stuff. It's good for me, but I'm able to share this information for other people to show a different image or a different perspective of this stuff. So, but the thing is, you have to learn about the technical aspect, microphones and cables, and then I have two DSL cameras and with several lenses, and also I have a drone, Mavic Pro, and also I have a DJI Osmo, which is a handheld, which is good, but I ordered a camcorder, so I'm going to have a small little digital camcorder. I should be getting recently soon because I want to have a simple camera system, video camera system to record that stuff. So the cameras, DSL cameras are really good, but it's good for high level professional stuff. Now for why this camcorder, it's because I want to do simple stuff for like journalism or news or simple actions or simple stuff. And the thing is that camera is simple. That's what you need to. If it's going to be very complicated, then you go with the other professional equipment like the different lenses. I got several different lenses, several cameras. So that's something else. But that's one thing. So one thing is during the COVID virus, one thing is I can't go out. There's not many events to go out. For cultural events, there's more news events. But I'm able to learn more about getting involved with more things. For example, with the press, interviewing thing. That's a good thing for me to learn. So one thing is with interviewing, you have to have a good audio system, microphone. So that's it. What I didn't know about the different types of cables, 3.5 millimeter XLR, and one. So I have one cable system that goes only for the cell phones. I have one cable system that goes only for the computer. I have one system that only goes for XLR. That means I can put it into my digital recorder. So that's something else. But that's one thing you got to learn. If you want to get involved with more things, you do that. So, well, anyway, I'm looking at the beach right now. I've been seeing the beaches of Rosarito for years. One of the reasons I'm here is because my parents wanted to live here in Mexico, and so they came here. But my mom saw this place, so I can actually see the beach and the sunset all the day, all the time. So that's it. So anyway, enough for bothering you. So anyway, this is Diego Knight saying sign off and take care.